Reincarnated boy and girl team up to avenge their mother's death. Hundreds of people are trying to sit on their chairs as they are in a hurry and can't wait to watch the stage play adaptation of their favorite and most popular manga, Tokyo Blade. As they finally sit on their chairs, the lights go black and they suddenly hear the voice of a narrator. The narrator tells them to brace themselves as they are about to see the most amazing act that they haven't seen in their whole life. He introduces them to the actors who are going to portray the roles of the characters in the popular manga, which includes Aqua, Arima, Akane, and others. Just before the stage play begins, Aqua remarks that this is just a fictional story. A week ago, while Aqua and Akane were rehearsing for their respective scenes on the first day of the rehearsal, Arima got jealous after seeing them close and wished that spot for herself. After they finished their respective scenes, they went to the other side, despite being declared boyfriend and girlfriend to the world. Aqua looks around to see other actors reading their scripts and getting ready for their respective scenes. And when he notices Arima looking at him, he turns his head to the other side and ignores her completely. Meanwhile, Ruby is at her mother's graveyard. She tells her mother that 4 months have passed since Newbie Kamachi, an idol group whom she is a part of, put on their first performance. She says they have held several small concerts in this period of time and are getting more online fans on their live streams. She informs her that her brother, who doesn't aspire to be an actor, is receiving significant attention for his acting career. She says she doesn't know what her brother wants, but every time she sees him, he has a serious look on his face and is looking for something that she doesn't know. And despite this, he's got a hot girlfriend who is also beautiful and an actor like him. She says their relationship began on a reality show, and he's now acting with her on a stage play. But she believes their love relationship is just for work purposes. Now coming back to herself, she promises her that one day she will perform in the Dome Arena where her mother never did. And until then, she will continue working hard as an idol. She then says goodbye to her mother before asking her to bless her on this journey. On the second day of the rehearsal, Aqua looks at the popular manga. He reads that it narrates the conflicts among different powers spread across Japan, yet it also portrays friendships and romance gradually. He reveals that Arima is a member of the Shinjuku cluster, which the protagonist belongs to, and he and Akane are members of the Shibuya cluster, which belongs to the opposing force of the protagonists. He remarks that this stage play is about a total war between these two powerful forces. Just as he was reading the manga, he suddenly gets interrupted by Akane, who asks if he's disappointed he didn't get more scenes with Arima. She claims they are both very close to each other and even came together for the meet and greet session. But Aqua shuts her down, saying that Arima is passionate about acting, and when acting is involved, she gets more frequenting than anyone else. He says he's glad he got a few scenes with Arima, otherwise, it could have been very rough for him. Akane looks at him as he says all this and remarks that it is fun to discuss acting with others, and she wishes that she could discuss it with someone forever. However, Aqua shuts her down by saying that it is for those who love acting, and he does not. He then thinks to himself and reveals that her people who stand on the stage generally love acting and take drama seriously. But for him, acting is just a way to find the guy who killed I. He looks at the manager of Troupe Lalai named Toshiru and reveals that he's doing this stage play just to get close to Toshiru, and he believes he may have some influence on I. As the drink break is over, they head over to the other actors and begin their rehearsal. The director of the show looks at their performance and declares that they finally got some good actors this time. He praises Arima, Aqua, and the Lalai group members and wishes to see the battle between Arima and Akane, as he believes those two are geniuses of their same age. He says Arima is someone who can fully fit into any role, and she is the perfect one. But he hopes Arima won't give up easily, as he wants to see a grand battle. However, Toshiru tells him not to get his hopes up since Arima is not alone, as she is teaming up with Taiki, a good actor like her, who is playing the role of a blade. All the actors are shocked to see his flashy entry, and when Arima looked at him, he reminded her of the blade. She immediately gets into the role, and when they perform it, the director and the actors are shocked and can't believe how beautiful and amazing that act was. The producer praises their performance and reveals that the Lalai group is known for their amazing acting skills, as they are all people who don't like to lose. After the act, Arima and Taiki leave to eat some food, while Akane looks at her and wonders how she will beat her, leaving Aqua to wonder about it as well. As the third day of the rehearsal arrives, Akane greets all the actors with high spirits and vows that she will do her best in the play. Taiki approaches Arima and asks how to pronounce a certain word. She tells him about it, and his buddy can't believe Taiki didn't know about it till now. Arima says it's natural to make mistakes while reading names, but she says she expected more from him. Takei says people like to read books, but he only watches videos because he is not interested in reading them. Akane can't believe how much fun they are having with each other, criticizing her boyfriend, who is sitting alone in the back, as she watches him from afar. She wonders if he's not good at interacting with people. She goes to him to clear her doubts, only to be interrupted with jealousy, as she spots him looking at Arima. She asks if he's looking at Arima, to which Aqua immediately says he is, despite knowing that Akane is his girlfriend. He remarks that in the past, Arima lost most of her jobs for showing too much of herself, and he didn't realize that she would cooperate to the level of those around her when acting. He says so far, she only came across ordinary actors, and her level of cooperation was not that high. But this time, she's with Lalali's lead actor, and if she can cooperate to his level, then no one can beat her. He then asked Akane if she wanted to beat her, mentioning that if she went on like this, she would lose completely. This led to Akane going mad at him by showing her cute angry look, and Aqua tells her it's okay as he also doesn't think he can defeat those who are more talented than him. On the fourth day, Akane is asked to give her best for the respected scene, and when she did it, they told her it was great and sidelined her in just one try. As they go for the Shinjuku group, they ask Arima to give her best shot. While looking at it, Akane thinks she's being sidelined not just because of her acting but also because of the script, as it is missing a lot of scenes. She claims her character Seiya does not have many scenes because the script writer has changed it from the original work. She says Seiya was originally a kind girl who was introverted and conflicted about killing. But now, because of the length of the stage play, she has become a role model that promotes the fight, resulting in her becoming a crazy woman who likes to fight. She pities Seiya role but remarks that she likes her role. However, she also believes that the script has already been approved by the author, and she has no choice but to accept it. On the fifth day, Goa, a plural script writer, arrives on the set rehearsal set and greets everyone. He informs them that he has not much time and that he is here because they demanded the revision be finished before dawn. Akane, looking at the script, asks Aqua his thoughts about the script, as it is a bit different from the original work. Aqua looks at her and says if she has any concerns about the script, she just needs to go and ask about it. Akane says it won't be good, as changing the script again and again will put a lot of trouble for the actors, and she does not want any actors to criticize each other for acting. Aqua, looking at her worrying face, immediately goes to the script writer and tells him that Akane has some doubts about the scripts. At first, Akane gets embarrassed by this but then realizes that this is her only chance to change the script. She asks the script writer why he changed the script, to which he reveals that this part has bothered him for a long time. He says it is possible to show her struggle in the stage play, but it would take up too much time, and they do not want the audience to feel bored. He reveals that he's also a fan of the original work and does not want to modify it. However, as a script writer, if he does not modify any work, there will be no job for him. He then tells her that he can modify some parts if she wants, but Toshiru tells him not to do it as he has already watched the first few episodes of the anime adaptation of the Tokyo Blade manga. He reveals that if there are more scenes of Seiya, it will have a negative impact on the entire stage play. They then dismiss her by saying that her task is not to show the role's depth but to become part of the stage setting, making the conflicts between roles easier to understand. Just then, the author of the Tokyo Blade, Miss Abiko, arrives and greets everyone on the set. The author is so shy that she has a hard time interacting with others and hides behind her secretary. They then show her the rehearsals they have been doing in the past 5 days, and by watching them perform, she can't believe how amazing they are. She claims they have practiced a lot and believe this stage play will be a success. She gets up from her seat and looks at all the actors before announcing that she wants to change the whole script. Just before anyone can say anything, a flashback occurs where Aqua and Arima reunite with Melt after months since the production of Sweet Today. Melt admits to Arima that his performance in Sweet Today was so bad it brought the production down. However, he promises that he has learned his lesson and will not disappoint them again, as he is now on Team Kaburagi as well. Aqua and Arima wish him good luck, and they all head to the director's room. There, they meet Mr. Reida, the general manager of the play, who introduces them to the play's director, Mr. Kin, the scriptwriter, Mr. Goa, and the Best Actor Award winner, Taiki Hankawa, who will portray the role of Blade. As they all look at each other, Reida tells them to bring their best acting to the play and make it a success. He then leaves for meeting with the director, and Akane immediately greets Aqua while giving a death stare to Arima. She tells him she's glad to see him again and vows to do everything she can to help him, just as he saved her life. Aqua responds with a smile and says he will contact her if he ever needs her help. Seeing their affectionate exchange, Melt tells Arima that despite being in a business relationship, they seem to be getting along well and might be developing feelings for each other. Those words don't sit well with Arima, who threatens to kill Melt if he ever says that again. Elsewhere, Yuriko catches up to Abiko and they meet inside a hotel for drinks. Abiko, who had previously asked Yuriko to meet her to discuss the upcoming stage play adaptation of Tokyo Blade, immediately asks her to join her in watching the play's rehearsal, which she happily accepts. Yuriko, having been in the industry for years, knows very well the challenges of adaptations and how they require working with various people and their different methods. She mentions that there have been many cases where production teams were thrown into chaos due to the original author's dissatisfaction. And knowing Abiko's nature, she worries it might lead to problems, but she hopes everything will be fine. In the present, everyone is shocked by Abiko's request to change the entire script and rewrite it from scratch, despite her having already given her approval. Abiko reveals that she has requested rewrites several times but was told that she would find it to be a good script after seeing the rehearsals. However, having now seen them with her own eyes, she is dissatisfied with the script, believing it is not suitable for the actors, and therefore demands a rewrite. Goa immediately apologizes for not delivering a script up to her expectations and vows to change any part she deems unsuitable for the play. This, however, only intensifies her anger towards the scriptwriter, as she questions whether he has even read the Tokyo Blade manga. Goa responds by saying that he has read the manga and wanted to show her the charm of the original work, but this only adds fuel to the fire. Abiko reveals that she was fine with plot changes, but Goa has altered the characters in the script. She says that she considers all the characters in the manga as her children and will not allow any work to proceed that removes her beloved creations. She concludes the conversation with harsh words, stating that Goa does not have the talent to be a scriptwriter. Just then, Yuriko arrives and takes Abiko to the director's room, along with Reida. The cast of the play, stunned by the sudden turn of events, decide to leave for the day. As Abiko argues with Reida in the room, Yuriko remarks that disputes between original authors and scriptwriters are common, as is the case here. Abiko, still frustrated, reveals that she will write the whole script herself or rescind her approval for the adaptation. Moreover, she demands that Goa be removed from the project. Goa, overhearing the conversation, admits there is nothing he can do but accept the way things are unfolding. After the mangakas leave, Reida approaches Goa to apologize. Goa says he doesn't mind being kicked off the project, but he requests that his name be removed from the credits, as he doesn't want to take credit for others' work. Reida responds by explaining that the staff list has already been published, and redoing the posters and pamphlets would be costly. However, he insists that Goa's direction for the script wasn't wrong and believes that Goa wrote a good script. He asks Goa to consider this situation as an unfortunate accident. Hearing this, Goa stands up and leaves, telling Reida to do whatever he wants. Back at home, Goa reflects on the other job opportunities he had rejected for the Tokyo Blade play. He feels frustrated after pouring his soul into this project, hoping it would be a huge success, but now feels disheartened after hearing Abiko's criticisms. The following day, as the cast gathers around the director, Kin, he announces that rehearsals are on hold until they receive a new script from the author. Akane is frustrated, as she was hoping to maximize rehearsal time, especially since this is a stage-around production. This leads Aqua to ask what stage around is, much to his co-star's annoyance. When Akane points out that he doesn't seem to like stage plays, Aqua explains that he finds theater plays boring compared to film, citing poor pacing. He mentions that every time a scene changes in the play, the set changes as well, creating awkward transitions that detract from the experience for viewers. After hearing this, Akane believes that Aqua has never seen a proper stage play in his life. Determined to change his mind, she takes him out on a date to the theater to show him what it's really like. Like and comment if you enjoy this video. Subscribe to my channel for more anime recaps, and tell me what anime recap you like to see next in the comments below.